Hey, Robert.
Hi.
Hey, just to let anyone know who doesn't know about Appy Hour. So Appy Hour started as just a little thing for me and Joe. Joe's he's actually the VP of Industry Solutions. We just like to build apps, and we like to build and, talk to each other. And we thought, let's bring this online. So now we've brought it online, and sometimes we'll build from scratch. Sometimes we'll Vizlibify an app, and then sometimes we'll just show off something cool. And now we have a guest presenter, Robert. He's from Sweden, and he has his own consulting business. You're going to show us some cool things today and maybe teach me some cool tricks, right?
Yeah, I hope so. We will see where we go.
Awesome. He is a Vizlib legend. Robert, if you want to introduce yourself a little more, feel free.
Right. So I go since 2006, 2007 with Qlik, more or less full time. So I've been around for a long time, and I basically just a few years ago I started with Qlik Sense. I do everything in the platform almost, but so professionally I consult as everyone else in Qlik Sense mostly right now. And the spare time, I try to explore what you can do more when there's not the business need. And I think we're going to maybe look at some things I've done on this during this hour.
Yeah, you seem to be really good at anything maps related. Christoph, our last guest presenter, he mentioned that you help build a lot of cool map things. So I'm excited to see what you're going to show us.
Actually, it was just around New Year's this year that I started using the map object. I didn't use it before that.
So fast learner.
Yeah, well, it's a very interesting object to work with, and I've been doing things like this in other kind of platforms and tools before. So it was more like moving it into the map object. The things I did, but it was really interesting.
Cool. The map objects in Qlik Sense.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know what tool we are using.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, let's get started. Today we'll be talking about a lot of different things. We'll be working with a snake data set. I think you'll be showing us some cool behind the scenes and how to build a map. Hi, Joachim.
So I will start. Is my screen shared now?
Yes. Okay. Feel free to show us whatever you want first. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. Is it Joachim? Joachim? I think it's Joachim. Feel free to correct me. But yeah, you can show us whatever you want to first off. If you want to start with some snake data, or we can go into whatever. We can see the screen right now.
Okay. I think let's just start with the data set.
Okay, sounds good.
So I will start with making a new app.
Yes, okay, cool.
Snakes.
Yes, snakes. Snakes are cool. Does anyone hate snakes? We do have cartoon versions of snakes. Yeah. I had real pictures of snakes, but it seemed very overwhelming. So I thought maybe we should do cartoon versions, just in case people don't like snakes that much.
Okay, I should have created the folder first. I didn't.
Oh yeah, I don't like spiders, especially the ones with hairs. Hairs are creepy.
So snake spreadsheet. So this is what we're going to work with. It has snake names, a scientific name, the size, geographical range, and we have country, which is really cool because then I can do the globe. Yeah, some lethal dose, and then we have two picture links, cartoon picture and picture. And I guess the cartoon picture is the one that doesn't scare people away.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just load this. So have a look.
Yeah.
I think the country here isn't really suitable for the map object because it has the, you see, it doesn't really work. If we take this away and look at the actual data, it needs to be splitted up. So you have a comma separator between different countries, and we need to have one country per row. So that's the first thing that we have to change. So I will do the subfield.
Okay, so this is what you would do in the data load editor to kind of differentiate all the different
countries. When we do this, we can actually display the data set in a map object immediately. You don't need any coordinates or longitude and latitudes. It's really cool.
Wow, okay.
So just like that.
And does this work with anything that's not country? So could you use it for?
Yeah, there are a couple of different things, and we can see when we do the map of this. Sorry. Now we have one country per, or at least one country per row, and then we can do a map. So I'll just make it big. What I find best with the map object is all the layers that you can add. So you can have different kind of things on the map that is displayed on the map. So there's the one called area layer, which is basically like an area of a country or a region. The point layer is just a point, like a city. And the line layer the original idea of these are, of course, to display routes on a map or lines, distances between cities, etc. But I found a way to use them in more ways than that. But yeah, so now when we just want to have country, we want to have the line around countries, we just choose area layer and we just select country. And most likely it should work. And of course it doesn't. So let's look at the location field. It should actually just say, it should just plot out the country. At least some of them. I'm not sure why.
Oh, I think it's because Bhutan is selected right now.
Ah, sorry. Okay, and Bhutan is not maybe correctly spelled. Yeah, okay, so that's better.
Bhutan might be so small we couldn't see anything.
Yeah, or actually, you need to have this working properly. You need like proper country names. So we can see in this data set, maybe also now in this data set, we actually don't have snakes for all countries in the world. I guess we could have a look at that, but that's why I'm assuming that we don't see all countries here. We just, the data set is just a short list, 140 rows. So it doesn't cover the whole world. But this is anyway what you can do so quickly with the map object. It's really cool because it's very quick. And then you can manipulate and have different maps, of course. You can select something more whiter. You can say that you want color on these the selected countries. You go into the layer. And you can say that you want just another color, or you can have a color by dimension, which then could be like per country. So every country gets their own color.
Okay.
There's all these cool things, and I think we will, if we have time, we will get much deeper into these. But let's just start with something simple out of this. I was thinking the link to the picture and the snakes could be nice in a tile.
Yeah.
Big tile, but I don't really know. I'm not really good at the Vizlib tile, so I need your help there.
Okay, no worries. We can do something cool and fun with the tiles.
It's in the library. No, it's in the. Sorry.
It's in self-service.
Self-service there. I will just minimize the map a little bit here for now. Okay, so I guess we need a dimension that is like snake.
Yeah, dimension is something unique that it's like an ID or something. Snake is fine. I've got like scientific name would be fine. But yeah, and then so snake, this is just a unique identifier. This one tells you what each tile is going to be. And then let's start adding things within the tile. So you can do add measure.
Yeah.
And if you want, so they're all measures now. If you want to add in like a dimension, you just put only. So only something, only.
There was the size, average size. Okay, I need to go into. No, it wasn't called like that.
No, I think it's called length. Yeah. Oh, this one's it right there. Cool.
So, and if I want a headline for this, I put it on the label, I guess.
Yeah, so you could just call it average size. No, actually, if you want to have like little label, you can just add that in too.
In the expression.
No. You add. Oh, yeah. You could add it into the expression.
Like there.
Yes.
Yeah. For now, that's fine. We can work on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how do I make it into tiles here? Because now it looks like a text.
Yeah, so what I like to do is I like to add in borders immediately, so I can just see the borders around each tile. So if you search, you can just search for borders in Vizlib settings.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I like the search function.
Yeah.
And then you can go to appearance and then borders. If you scroll down right there, yep, borders. Yeah. And then we can just click on something very fast just so we can see what's happening. Yeah, and then maybe if you want, you can change the color, we can change the width. If you scroll down, you can also change the radius. So that one will make it rounder, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. You can also change padding.
Margin.
Mm-hmm. Yes, smart.
Okay, good. Can you change the column, the space between the text or the expression as well, or is that in the?
Yes. So if you click, you can click on. You see the little wand? That's the wizard in tiles. So within the tiles, yes. If you click on that, you can just move this around, and then you can just change where it goes. So we can like put in a bunch of data first.
Okay.
And how do you guys want to see this? Do you guys want to see a lot? Do you guys want it to look like Pokemon cards, like more vertical, not sponsored? If you want to sponsor us, Pokemon, let us know. But do you want to look like cards, or do you want it to be more horizontal?
Can you put like tiles so that there's columns?
Yeah, let's do that. So let's go to appearance and then scroll up in appearance. So you can do tiles height, tiles, and then instead of so then you can choose the number of tiles and height, and then if you choose tiles width, you can also change that.
This is super, because basically this could be expressions then, depending on how big selection you have. So if you have all the data set, then it has a lot of tiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The fewer if you select a country, maybe you just have 5 snakes, and then you can have them bigger.
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then maybe if we want, we can change maybe the number of tiles for height. So let's make that like 3.
For height.
Yeah, so we will only have 3, so we can have more space.
Name of the snake.
Yeah, let's add a name of the snake and data.
Data. And I just add another measure.
Yes.
Okay, text. Okay, that's the same. So this is just only snake. Okay.
And we can add in. Can
you change font?
Yes, we can. Font family.
Yeah.
So we can change it to something wacky.
Is there like Qlik Sense, of course.
Yes, we can do.
Because we're going to have the comic pictures.
Hi, Graham.
The size. Oh, there. Okay, and then I go here.
And then you can just drag it so it's longer, and that way it will fit.
So the size up there, maybe this shouldn't have to be so. And then maybe the picture of the snake in the whole background. Is that possible?
Yeah. Is that going to be overwhelming for you guys to have a huge snake in the background? We can just add it in. Yeah, add in another measure.
I guess the label is pretty good to know the what the measure is about.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you can just change that so you know.
Yeah. So how do I add the background? Is it the same measure?
Yes. So if you click on that, and then you can choose only, and then we can try cartoon photos. Oh, someone's not afraid of snakes. That's great. So click on, yeah, we can try cartoon photo, and then
Yeah.
we just have to change that.
I wish they added only in this fast.
Yeah, that would be faster. We can suggest
You can
this.
request that.
And then if you scroll down, there's going to be image. So then you can choose what kind of image. So it can be a URL, which this is a URL, and you can have something else, like an actual image that you input. So we're choosing, if you scroll down a little bit.
Stretch image. Yes. Okay. Cover. No. So can I get it to be filling the complete tile?
Yeah.
The format doesn't really always fit this, I guess. But
oh, someone saw the joke. Yeah, I put Kobe as Black Mamba. That's his nickname. If you click on wizard.
Yeah.
So you can actually push that to the background. So if you click image, right click, and then you can send backwards. So then and then you can just make that whole thing big.
Can you get a frame around the picture?
Yeah, if you want.
It depends, because these pictures are all different. They don't have like a uniform shape, or they're all basically different kind of pictures. So then a frame around them will make it look better.
We can do layer border.
Yeah.
And then just whatever.
And then I can say that I want a border like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Well, it wasn't really good, actually. Let's keep it without border.
Yeah, this one's cool. Yeah, these are all the different snakes.
This is really cool.
Yeah, I think I like this a lot, because then you can change things around. You can see how it looks. And oh, let me show you something else that's really cool. If you scroll, like, let's pick something random.
In the dataset.
Yes. We can do like snake name.
So what do you mean? I should add a measure?
No, just click on snake name.
Okay. Here.
No, in the measures.
Here. Okay.
Yeah. If you go scroll all the way down, just keep scrolling, keep scrolling. We're looking for something called extend. Oh, nope. Sorry. Okay. Scroll back up a little bit. It's called, display out of bounds. Scroll down a little. Do you see that little check mark?
Yeah.
Yes. And then now if you go to wizard, you can actually get the snake name out of the bounds. So you can move this outside of that border.
Okay, so it turns into the tile headline, sort of.
Yeah, you can
need a bigger
padding. Yeah.
Padding. Yeah, that's cool. So now when I have the tiles, I can select one, I guess. It's like a list box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I can see here where the country is. So what I would like Vizlib to add is the way to add a map object as a measure. That would be cool. So if I select a country, I get the country map.
Oh, you want to see the country map as, okay.
Now I have to add it as a picture. But if I could add, like, if you had, if I look at these options that you have here, it would be cool to be able to display a polygon.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Joe's right. Future.
We can have that as a feature.
Then I can basically, if I have furnitures, if I'm working for IKEA, I can have the furnitures, and I can have a picture that you can look at. That is not that is actually a three-dimensional object. So I will maybe show that later. But
yeah,
okay. Cool. What more should we do?
I loved seeing that. I saw some 3D globe. It'd be great. So right now we can like select a random country and see and just like it's a flat map. Do you want to turn that map into a globe?
Right. So what I have to do is that I have to do some changes in the script. First of all, I need to have the coordinates for the countries, because I need to have the exact longitude and latitude of everything to be able to transform it.
Okay.
So to do that, I need to add some things in the script. And I have a file. We can start with that one, actually. Just one thing we could add is the continents thing. Because with this one, I can select continents and countries, because you didn't have that in your data set. So every country has a continent here.
Okay, perfect.
That's a good thing to have. But then let's add the KML data. And then I have this world map KML, which I just found on the internet. And it has all the country names, and it has the exact longitude and latitude that covers the border of that country. So if I just add this one, then one of these was the country name, and it was this one, right? I think. And it has to be the same, of course, as the country, so that it maps.
We had another feature request. It would be cool to have a master item in tiles. We will definitely add that in. Sorry.
Yeah. So now when I have added this, we have all the countries. So I will duplicate this and remove this tiles.
Yeah, we can make it small.
Yeah, like that. And it doesn't really look good with the color of each country. We can have the color per continent instead now when we have continent. So I just go to the area layer, and I select here by dimension, and I select continent instead. So now every continent will have one color.
Wow. Okay.
Then if we change just for fun, we can change the theme. This one. Not that it's better, but it gives me more options to color things. I have another palette here. Okay, no, it wasn't really much better. So here, now if I click a country that we saw didn't have any snakes, like Sweden, we don't get any tiles.
Yes. Okay.
Is that possible to have like a message here? Like, no. We don't need to solve that now, but that would be nice.
To have null, we can maybe display in message. Yeah, I think it is possible.
With an
Please select snake.
Yeah.
I can find something for you to add in. But yes, you can continue.
Right. So the next step now to make this into a globe is to transform all these coordinates. If we look at the data model viewer and we look at the actual coordinates, so we have the KML file up here. These are all longitude and latitude values. But to make this into a 3D globe, I need to transform every single value of these to another value to plot it in a different way. So every position needs to have a new value. And to do that, I need to split up this into separate rows, basically like I did with a country before. But now I have to do it with this data. And it's a little bit more complicated because this is the area, the field, and it has a lot of brackets and coordinates and commas. And I don't want to make any... I have done this before in other apps. So what I will do actually now is just to copy paste this because it's the same code.
Okay, so that sounds good. Copy and paste.
I will just go to my template app that I'm using to do this. And I have this scripts ready. So this is the same KML file. I just have done the same thing here. Then I'm splitting the data up in longitude and latitude. And then I'm doing some other things here to transform them into 3D, but I will just copy this now.
Wow.
Otherwise, we will spend the rest of the day
just talking about this. Yeah.
What I missed.
Yeah. If anyone has any questions, they can come and find you.
Yeah.
I think he's in our LinkedIn event. You can see him as one of our speakers. Robert, I can't say your last name. Svebeck.
Svebeck.
Svebeck. Svebeck.
Yeah. So I will remove the previous KML file, and I will just paste the other one. So this will not really work yet because I'm using some functions that I have written that transforms the coordinates into X, Y, Z coordinates, etc. And so I need to copy that as well, which is also in the previous app. Let's go back to the template. And I will happily share all these functions as well, of course. I'm writing about this on Data on the Rocks also. Yeah,
Robert has, he has like blog posts about this. If anyone's very interested, he does whole lessons teaching people how to transform this into flat maps, into 3D maps. Feel free to check him out. It's very interesting, and he's very knowledgeable.
So basically, this could just be a script file that you add to the app because it just connects the country. You just need a country in one of the tables, and this will just work. It would maybe have been easier to open the template and add your snake data into that. But for pedagogic reasons, I think we did it like this now. So I will just add that extra sheet with variables. So this is all a lot of cosinus and sinus and math things that nobody really has to understand.
Yeah.
Because what you actually need to do is just to paste this code and then reload. So let's try. If we're lucky, it will work. Right. So what we have now, if we look at the model viewer, is that we have a table called data, which has the countries, and then I have like areas, which is like the area of that country, and then I have a lot of X and Y and Z things here, and I have the longitude and latitude things. So what I need to do now is to make sure that the map object is showing these things. So I will go back to my template app. Maybe I should save this first. And I will copy an object from there. So I don't have to do that also. So that's the globe object, which is also just a map. It's just a map, the map object. I just copy that.
And you learned this all in 6 months. That's incredible.
And then there. And I will walk you through the globe, how that globe object is created.
Okay.
Where do we want to place it?
Let's place it. Maybe we don't even need the map. We can just use the globe.
It's interesting. We can keep both for now, but let's see if it works.
We can bring the map smaller and then make that globe just wider.
And of course it didn't work because it should have shown the globe here. So why didn't it work? Okay. Country and area. Location. Error in expression.
Oh,
yes, I know why. So there's because let's go back to the previous app. There is a variable that is needed to be copied as well. If I go to the template, I have this because I realized when I did this that it doesn't really make sense to just show the globe as a globe. You need to rotate it as well. Otherwise, you can't see. Like here, what is on the front side of the globe and what's on the back side, you don't really understand. So what I did is that I added code so that I can turn things around.
Oh, because that one's transparent, so you're seeing.
Yeah, so I need to copy these variables as well.
Okay, that globe would be so cool. It would be so cool that way you would know if you dug in one side where you would end up at the other side.
Yeah, So which variable do I need to copy? Well, I don't actually need to copy it. I can just create it as well, because a variable is just a variable. Go back to the snakes. I hope I'm not confusing with all this jumping between apps now.
No, I understand.
Just,
You're just copying, pasting, yeah.
Just reach out to hold me back if I'm doing things here. So I need to add a variable, and the variable was called what exactly? I can see that here. It has to be this one.
Oh wow, we had someone, Totomomo. He called out variables. In that split second, he or she, they saw
the
variables. Cool. Good eye.
Okay. I'm always feeling unsure if a variable is being created in this interface. Let's see. Okay, now it still doesn't say that it has been created.
So you have y lat, you just don't have the angle y and angle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Us? No, I just do like that. Yeah. So there we go.
Cool. Okay.
So now the rotation of the globe is 0, which means that it's facing whatever I decided to face in the beginning. And to rotate this, I need to add a slider. And I was thinking we can just maybe use a Vizlib slider.
Yeah. You can just search it too if you don't know. We've added search function. It makes things easier.
So which variable? Rotation angle y. And I want it to rotate. So if I rotate the globe one full lap, it's 360 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So the slider should be able to be moved between 0 and 360.
Okay, so let's change that.
Settings, mean value, max value. Let's just use a template. This is one of the best things, I think.
Yeah. What do you think looks the best?
Something snake-like. we just want one single value. I guess this is when you have two values.
Yeah.
In our case, we just want one.
Maybe something at the bottom. I feel like something at the bottom looks snake-like.
This one?
Yeah.
The green one. Let's put that so that it's logical under the globe. And
then feel free to extend that globe so more people can see it.
Yeah, well, let's just see that it works. Yeah, it works. Is there a way to update while dragging? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Because now it updates when I release it. If I take a slider, standard slider, I have this option.
I've not played with the slider too much. Let's
see if anyone knows that. Just bring it in this chat. Otherwise, it's fine. Otherwise, I mean, so 0 is like there. Mm-hmm. 180. Then I look at the globe from the complete other side. Maybe I should do steps on this because we don't really need to turn it in this. I guess there is a step. Yeah. Step 10. Simple custom. 10 or 15 degrees. So now it jumps, yeah. So 180, the other side. So, and if I look at the, just take a pause and go back to my my normal apps. Mm-hmm. I have, let's see, this one. It's basically the same thing, but without any data set. So I've drawn a line here to help understand what is the rotation I rotate around. So in this axis, I will rotate around this like line. This is the x-axis.
Okay.
So it rotates like this. And this is y. It will rotate like we are used to rotate the globe. Mm-hmm. Now the globe is actually not turned right from start, but that's fine. We can adjust that. And this is Z, which is basically rotating around a line that goes from your eyes into the screen. So it will rotate on this level.
Oh,
So
okay.
That's the three rotation things. But in most cases, we don't really need X, because we don't rotate the globe in this way normally. It's only Y-axis that is interesting for us, because that's how we always see the globe. So that's why I just copied one of them. I will just remove this one.
Maybe you can use 2 buttons for someone said the slider is updating var variable when release slider. Maybe you can use 2 buttons for in/decrease variable. So every click will update the variable.
2 buttons, yeah, I could do that as well. But then I would like to add this as a request to Vizlib, because the standard slider has this update feature.
Cool. Okay, we have a lot of great feature request ideas.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's in the custom object, I think.
Oh, for slider, it's in library.
Yeah, but the standard Qlik variable import, I will show that. Like rotate angle Y. We do the same thing. We do a slider, values 0 to 360, step 15. Slider label. So this is now using standard. But there is one thing here that is really useful in this case, update on drag.
Okay.
That maybe you have or you don't have. But now, like, I don't have to drop my button, my mouse button.
Just updates. Okay, yeah, that's a great feature.
Right, so now this works. Let's duplicate this and make a big globe. We don't need this anymore. We can keep this, put it in the bottom. And we can maybe do this in a tile that is just one, the width just one, like that.
Yeah, that looks good.
So whenever now oh yeah, and maybe we should color this by continent as well, like we did with the other map object.
Yeah.
Same, it's exactly like this is still the map object, so it's exactly the same procedure. Colors, color by dimension, continent.
Could you color by all the countries with snakes?
Yeah, by doing like one easiest thing would be to just add snakes as a dimension, because now those who are black, they don't have a snake.
Cool. Okay.
But I was thinking we could do more cool stuff instead. Like we could color them by how poison they are.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Something like that. So, but let's just. There are some more things I want to do before that. So we just go back to continent first, because you can see that it's difficult to see because we see through the globe, right?
Yeah.
So we don't really recognize what is in front of the globe and what is back. We don't.
We see right through into Africa.
Yeah. So we need to fix that, and because this is actually now 3-dimensional, by the data is 3-dimensional, even though it's plotted on 2 dimensions, we still know what is the X, the Z value is the value how far it is from our eyes. So the further away, the more negative value. I can just try to show that by adding the Z. Let me just see which one I should use. I will just use the Z. Okay.
Someone has asked, is it possible to change the transparency of colors?
Yeah. The transparency is in the, sorry, there. The transparency is on the colors, and here, opacity. So you can do like this. And also the line. The line maybe in this globe could be nicer to have white, because we have a white background. It makes it look nicer.
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
So we see here the Z values is actually things that are far away. These are far away. And if I sort it in the other way, they're very close to us. So all I have to do is to make sure that things that are far away are drawn after, like plotted on the map object after I plot the ones that are very close. And there is a nice feature in the object that is called sorting, which most charts have. Took me a while to figure this out, but here I can actually say that I want to have the data to be loaded into the object by Z order, and negative values first. So I go on sort by expression, and since one country here has it actually spans over several Z values, I will do an average of Z. This means now that things that are far away are plotted before things that are close.
Okay.
So now if I rotate, and if I remove the transparency, sorry, because the transparency makes it transparent. I don't want that. So there. So now things that are on the other side of the globe is overwritten or overdrawn by things that are close. But it's still really confusing for us because we don't really see the globe as a transparent object.
Yeah. Also, like North America looks flipped.
Yeah. So now this, because we have to define which rotation we start with. So there's a lot of things that we need to deal with here. But let's first start with not drawing things that are on the backside.
Okay.
And basically that's the same thing as with the sort order, but we just have to make sure that the location field doesn't calculate things that are on the backside. And I just prepared that here because sometimes we want that. Yes. And this one. So basically here I'm taking the Z value and checking if it's half the Earth radius, which means that it's on the backside of the Earth, and then don't plot it. So there.
Oh, okay.
And then we start with this. So now you have America up here. You can select it. Then you will see what snakes you have.
Yeah, there are 2 rattlesnakes.
Yeah. And the other way around, I can select Death Adder and see, okay, where does that exist? I don't see it because now I need to rotate the globe until I see it. It's in Australia.
Oh, Australia.
So that's the basic thing, and from this position you can do so many more cool things. We have how much time do we have now?
We have 15 minutes.
Okay. So from here, I can start to show people more things what you can do with this rather than actually coding more, because the foundations of what I'm doing is around this Z values, colors by Z values. I could, for instance, take color by measure, saying that I want the length, the sum of average size. So the more longer snakes you have, let's say the more orange. So the darker orange, now the Australia has more.
Yeah.
And this could of course be any measure. You could have sales and represent sales numbers here. It doesn't matter. The only thing we actually did in the load script was to add the snake data. And then we can do everything else based on that.
Cool. Okay.
So you just have to copy these other script parts, and then you're good to go. So let me show you the last 10 minutes, some more things.
Okay, that sounds good.
Does anyone have any requests of what they want to see?
People love seeing the maps. I think the 3D objects would be cool.
I can just show you this because this is the same concept, but a little bit more elaborate. And so this is just a demo app for data on the rocks that I did. It has fake data, so it doesn't really have data that is correct. But the cool thing with this one is that the globe, you can rotate it if you want, but it also automatically rotates depending on what you're looking at. So now we're seeing Africa. If I select US, it will rotate to US.
Oh, cool.
So you don't have to care about the rotation. And that's quite easy because I just throw in the rotation angle when I select the country. Like what angle do I need to rotate
okay.
to show that country? So Australia, it will go there. Another cool thing with this is that I can add a measure here. I'll say I want to look at CO2, and I want to see CO2 1994. So then I get like an arrow pointing out from Australia here in this case. Maybe I want to see another measure as well. I have two measures. I can see those. There are like lines that go out from the country.
Okay, so they're as tall as, like, it's like a bar chart, but on the map.
Yeah, you could say that. And then, like, if I show all countries, you will see this. And this is done by, like, it's still the map object, but I have more layers. And that's the power of the map object, I think, that you can add layers. And in this case, I have a background layer, which is like the globe kind of thing. And then I have area layers that are the countries, and I have another area layer, and that is because you don't really see it. But if I select the country,
Do you need to be?
No, sorry, yeah. If I select the country, it kind of pops up. Oops, where did it go? There. You see?
Yeah, it's like 3D and it pops out.
Yeah, it's like pops out so that it's clear what you selected. Now it's also clear, of course, with the color, but so it's just so that's why I have two area layers. Then the line layer, which is one measure per one line layer per measure. So if I select all three, you get 3 lines.
Wow. Okay, that is cool.
They don't really show so much. I mean, this looks cool, but it's not super. What do you say? It's not super like maybe
Helpful,
it's
yeah.
visually appealing, but like this map object is also very easy to understand. So I guess this is like what I'm doing here is maybe more art than business use, I guess, in some way, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's fun. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
And then with the animation object, you can also do so you can see what is happening throughout the years. So if this was now, it goes from year, and the lines will change depending on the year. But it's,
so you can see
as
that.
you can see, it's not super fast. You can set how fast the animation object should, how fast the animation should roll. I have 5,000 milliseconds. The minimum they recommend is 300 milliseconds. So if I change that, I start the animation again. So now but then it doesn't really have time to plot it properly, I think. But it looks like it's glowing at least.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like it's changing.
Yeah. So that's what we can do with the map object when we want to do a globe. Then the same things goes for everything else. There is we have this, for example, this little cat.
Yeah, this is so cool.
And then since it's the map object, you can select the head. And then you can rotate it around. Oops, sorry. And here's the same with the axis. They rotate in different, depending on what you want to look at. This is rotating around the X in the same way as we saw with the globe. So this is basically the same code. It's just that I didn't use a KML file in this case. I used, you can go to free3d.com and you can just download 3D objects.
I wonder if you can have something like a human heart, and then if you just plot out every area and you cut it in half, you can see where you have cut.
I've tried different objects, and I have hearts. So these are the objects that I have right now. There's a landscape, a hand, a heart, 2 different hearts, a rubber duck, a bull. And yeah, since I knew we were going to have snake data, so I downloaded the snake. Now, people who are scared of snakes, don't look.
Yeah, look away, guys.
There it is. Yeah, and so this is again, it's maybe more fun than professional. There is maybe some areas where I could maybe see a point, and for instance, I can select two points in this. Actually, it's a 3D model, but you don't really. It measures the distance between 2 points in 3D. So in this case, you can get like a real measurement because it actually knows the position of them as a 3D objects.
Okay.
So that's maybe useful, especially if you go into like. We can take the female head. And if you're an optician or something and you want to measure the
like that.
The eye. Oh, it's in the wrong. See if I have it. Too much. There it is. Oh, sorry, too fast. Now this object is has a lot more meshes, so that's why it takes more time to render. But here I can like take what is the distance between the eyes, and then I get the distance here. I haven't calibrated what is a meter and a millimeter, so don't pay attention to the actual measure. But it is actually it is measuring the distance in 3D. So that's yeah. You wanted to see a heart. Let's look at the heart. Then there is 2 hearts. Yeah, that's an interesting thing with the hearts that I discovered. So this is the heart where it has a lot of data. I think I put a measure here, 22,000 areas to be plotted, which is quite a lot for the engine, for the screen to. And when I turn it, you can see that it's not really working very well.
Yeah, it has a hard time rendering.
Yeah, so that's why there is something in 3D that is called low poly, which you make like a smaller version of an object, like this. Still a heart, and everybody see that it's a heart, but it renders really nice. Okay. Because there's, in this case, it's 900 areas.
Did you make this yourself, or? No,
this is all like there is a site called free3d.com, and you download them as an object. If we look at the files, they're called object files. They are not standard to import in Qlik, so you have to go on file type all types. But it actually the files are just text files. So if we look at the dice, it's just data points. This is X, Y, Z, and that's all I need, because that's what I did with the globe. It's X, Y, Z, and then you can just plot them using my formulas that I've done.
Yogi's asking, is this hardware restricted or software?
No. So this works in standard Qlik. You don't need any extension. However, I can see a lot of potential and improvements. So I would like to make this into an extension. Because Qlik is not, I don't think they will really are intending to develop the map object into this area. It's not really their core use, I think.
Yeah.
But it's really helpful. And I mean, also I can show another example. If we take the stool, maybe we have to stop now.
No, you've got 5 minutes.
Okay. So the stool here actually is the file actually has several objects in it. So if I'm looking at the stool and I just look at object number 6, it is the top lid. So different parts of this can be different. So that was the shape there. So different parts of the object file can have different names, which is pretty cool, because then you can basically, if you have a body with organs, you can basically select the heart and it will show the heart.
Oh, cool. Yeah, this is cool.
That's a use case. So then quickly, there's so much to look at here, but there, I think one more thing that could be interesting is the Gartner object. it's basically a 3D scatter chart with a Gartner data. So let's just select Qlik. And what else? Which other company? Any
maybe Domo. Domo's pretty new. They came on very fast.
Okay. So doesn't really like say much here. I can rotate it like anything else. And what we see here is how this is 2010.
Oh, and
When
it's
Qlik, when they started measuring this data, and then we can see that it went up and then up and down and up and down and up and down. This is the most recent. So we can see the story. And here I plot, this is a layer with dots, and the dots are smaller the way back in time it is. And the arrow points where it moved from that point in time, of course. If it's confusing with all the grids, you can say that you just want the back and the roof, for instance, or just the front. And you maybe don't want this color of the years, just the positions. Just this is the position of the Gartner. And then you can select how you want to show where you want to be on your x-axis and your y position. And yeah, so you can like turn it around. And when I did this, I realized that this is not adding any value. Professionally, this is just confusing. It looks really cool, but it's really confusing. So that made me go into the VR part of this 3D analytics, because that really helps, because when you can walk into this chart and you walk around it, then you can really have an added effect, an added insight. So this was basically the last thing I did before I like realized, okay, this is now, I can't do more here. I need to go into VR.
Yeah, Joe's saying next time we'll hold this session, but we'll use VR goggles and we'll have maybe spatial. Yeah. Okay, let's all get VR goggles. Walk around. It'll be fun.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing this couple of months since January on my spare time, to discover this area and see what could I do to push this to the edge. And I think I've reached the edge here.
Yeah, I mean, this has been so cool. I think people are so interested. The comments were coming in. People love seeing this. You've really pushed the map object to the limit.
Yeah, and it's been really fun.
Oh, that's good. I mean, this is all about having fun at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's important.
Thanks for everyone who's joined Appy Hour. I hope you enjoyed this. Robert's really cool. Again, you can find him on our LinkedIn events. You can see he's a speaker. He's open for collaboration. You guys should really reach out, talk to him. You'll learn some things. He can help you. You know, it's all about connections. And yeah, go find Robert. He's really cool. He's very nice too. He's very open to sharing his knowledge.
Yeah, I am. So thank you, Jane, for having me here.
Yes, we need to always cheers. This is a thing. It is Appy Hour.
Okay. I don't see the video, so cheers.
So cheers. Thank you. Thanks for everyone for joining. We'll be doing this next week for Euro Cup. We have a Euro Cup thing coming, so stay tuned for that. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.